The James Webb Space Telescope launched a few months ago. It's now out there in space, powering up, unfurling its sun shields, and aligning its mirrors, getting ready to blow our minds with all sorts of things, including, possibly, signs of intelligent alien life somewhere else out there in the universe. And a scientific paper recently published on the open access repository ArXiv posits one way we might do that is by searching for alien pollution. You see, when you look at Earth from outer space, you can actually see the presence of humanity in lots of ways. At this point, our jillion satellites are a dead giveaway of some form of intelligent life, of course, all the stuff around us, dead giveaway. But even if those weren't there, you could still tell there's intelligent life here by detecting certain compounds in our atmosphere that wouldn't be present unless some intelligent life was making chemicals that produced these compounds. In other words, if there are aliens out there using their own telescopes to try to find intelligent life, they'd be able to see us by the chemicals we've spewed into our air that wouldn't be there unless someone made it. So the paper says we could use the Webb Telescope to use the same technique to find aliens who are spewing stuff into their atmosphere too, through their own alien industry. The paper focuses specifically on chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, which we used to spew a ton of into the air back in the 80s, so much so that we popped a hole in our ozone layer. You remember that, right? We banned CFCs largely, and the hole's mostly repaired now. But there's still a bunch of CFCs up there because they linger so long. So the paper assumes these aliens could produce pollutions that would linger too, and it's just the kind of thing we could use the Webb Telescope to detect. The paper suggests we could start by pointing the Webb at one of the Earth-sized planets in the habitable zone of nearby star TRAPPIST-1 to see if there are any CFCs in its atmosphere indicating an intelligent alien life. Now that's a pretty cool idea. But here's the thing. Who is to say that the aliens industry would look anything like our own or produce the same kinds of byproducts? They could be aliens made out of, who knows, something we couldn't even detect. Who's to say our instruments could even detect what the hell they're up to? They're aliens. That's why it's called Alien. This is one of the big problems with finding aliens, that whole thing, but I'm still glad there are people out there trying to do it, or at least thinking about it. Because when it comes to constantly searching for truth, and perhaps even a higher purpose, you might say, well, I always say yes.